Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel, El the Modern Priestess. So happy to have you here, my loves. So wonderful to be filming another video today. This video is going to be a little bit different because for a couple of reasons. Firstly, I'm still in the midst of traveling. So for those of you that have been following my channel for a while, I was in Canada for about 5 months and then back in the UK very briefly. I'm now in France with my partner for about a month. We're house sitting in the Dordogne, which is very lovely. And then we'll be back in the UK for a brief bit, and then I'm in New Zealand for 3 months. And part of the reason I'm doing all this travel is because my partner is a winemaker. So he has jobs in all these different places, which is really cool. So yeah, I've been really blessed to be able to have the ability, because my work is online, to be able to move around as well. But it has taken it out of me a little bit in terms of so much movement over the last month or so. And I've also had COVID, so I apologize for those of you who've been waiting for another video. I'm sorry I really wanted to get a one out for solstice and before Christmas, but it just didn't quite happen. I was still kind of recovering. So partly because of that, because I've been so busy and energetically trying to recover myself, I and also because I feel like my channel is starting to go in a slightly different direction, which I will talk about in another video. But just for now to say that today is not going to be a pick a card reading. I felt called to do just a collective reading about the light at the end of the tunnel of Yule. So which is quite different for me. I actually started my channel doing collective readings back in the day, but I haven't done a collective one for quite a while. But as I was saying, my energy is a little bit low. I'm still recovering from the last vestiges of COVID. And I just also felt called to do this as a collective reading rather than pick a card. So apologies if you were looking for a pick a card today. There's plenty of others on my channel and they're all timeless, so feel free to pick one of those, or obviously one of the other thousands of talented readers that are on YouTube. For those of you that are curious to get a collective message, I hope you will enjoy this and it will resonate in some way. Chances are, if you've been drawn to this reading, there is going to be a message for you somewhere along the lines. Anyway, I've got a few goddess cards, a few goddesses of Yule that I'm going to be speaking about, and then I've got the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot, which I will pull a few tarot cards as well to see what the collective energies are going forward, like sort of going through this time of Yule and out the other side, out the other side of that dark tunnel, especially if you're in the northern hemisphere and the days have been shorter. Obviously, we've just had solstice, so technically the days, it's the point where the days start to get a little bit longer. However, we're really just getting into the midst of winter. And for those of you that might happen to be in France, where I am at the moment, it's barely even winter here. We've had a very protracted autumn, so it's not really been super cold yet. So I feel like that is to come. And sometimes, obviously, this time of year can bring up many things for people. It can be a quite intense time, particularly being around family or not being able to be around family, whatever the case may be for you. It can be an intense time because of, if you're suffering from seasonal affective disorder, if you, are just struggling with the reduced light, the reduced daylight, reduced sunlight. It is a sort of a strange liminal period between Christmas and New Year, or the 10 days of Yule. Part of one of the Yule practices was that they burned a log for that whole time, and the whole idea was that there would always be this light. There would always be this light of the fire that would be burning through the kind of darkest depths of winter, of that sort of strange time between the winter solstice on the 21st of December or 22nd of December and the new year on the 1st of January. So apologies, this video hasn't quite made it to you on the solstice, but you know, these things happen when they're meant to happen, and my feeling is that this is more about this sort of next period, the kind of coming out of the tunnel of Yule. So without further ado, I'm going to read the message from this card. And funnily enough, even though like we're actually in Yule, when I shuffled this deck, this is from the Wild Woman Oracle, when I shuffled this deck, the card that came flying out as the topic for this reading was the Yule card, which is perfect. I love when that happens. I absolutely love when the card is just bang on appropriate for the season, and this one couldn't be more perfect. So you can see she's got a Christmas tree, which, you know, I'm filming this on Boxing Day here in France. But, you know, I'm sure most of you still have your Christmas trees up, and, you know, candles and a fireplace. Hopefully you're keeping warm, or that there might be some snowy weather, some festive weather, and you're cozied up indoors in some way with a nice hot cup of tea or hot beverage. But the idea is with this reading is to offer a little bit of hope. It's that hope that comes with the light at the end of the tunnel. And the message from the book for this particular card is sorry, I'm going to end up covering things I've just talked about, but I'm going to read directly from the book because there might be a specific message for someone. So, though I may be currently enduring a difficult situation or season in my life, what rays of hope can I focus on to remind myself of my inner light and resilience? So that's a really key theme over this Yule time and sort of beyond, and going through the rest of winter if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, or, you know, wherever you are in the world when you're drawn to this reading, if you're going through a sort of winter in your life, a period of hibernation or rest or a difficult situation. So regardless of the time of year you literally find yourself in, Yule, an often bitterly cold and dark Sabbath, urges you to seek your own internal light and remember that seasons of darkness and hardship are always eventually succeeded by seasons of joy and ease. Even if your external circumstances seem too difficult to overcome at times, rekindle the knowledge that nothing can dim the eternal flame within your spirit. In the pagan wheel of the year, Yule, celebrated on the winter solstice, is the Sabbath that begins the year and remarks the return of the sun. To celebrate, give thanks, and appease the nature spirits, often known as the Fae, candles were lit, an ash or oak log was burned, wreaths of holly and mistletoe were hung, and evergreen trees, the only trees that remain lushly green during the dark half of the year while all the other trees die, were decorated with strings of shiny beads, coloured cloth, and sweet treats. And the symbolism is, to many ancient peoples, including the Celts, Yule symbolized the rebirth of the sun god or the horned god by the great goddess. And as the turning point of the season, it was the literal start of the gradual renewal of nature's fertility and bounty. While the god, the sun, is still weak in his infancy, and the goddess, Mother Earth, having just given birth, must rest from her labor, Yule brings hope of the returning light, which is exactly what I hope this reading will do, and what I hope the state that you're able to hold on to during this time that you're in, again, regardless of when you find this message. So first of all, I want to start with the 3 goddesses of Yule that came out when I shuffled the Goddess Inspiration Oracle deck by Chris Walder, which is my very, very first Oracle deck, by the way, that I got about 10 years ago now. Excuse me. So we got Goddess Erda to begin with. Look to the earth for answers, Goddess of the Earth. We got Mama Brigitte, which is quite appropriate because I think this is a very French name and I'm in France, so I like that. That which appears dead will be resurrected. Look for it, Goddess of Cemeteries, which is a really appropriate message in terms of resurrection, because often the light can feel, you know, one's inner light, the general light of nature can feel very just extinguished over this time. Over December and into early January, until it gets a lot lighter again from February on or March on. So it's just sort of trusting that there is going to be a resurrection. There is going to be a resurrection of the light, of the warmth, of the sun, of the joys, of the ease of life. That season is going to come for you. And last but not least, we got Persephone. Find ways to use your innocence as a strength, the maiden. So Persephone is a really perfect goddess for Yule as well, because she reigned over the underworld and ruled over the seasons of winter and spring. So she wouldn't come up to back to earth to reunite with her mother Demeter until the summer, to sort of herald the return of crops and abundance and fertility and all that. And the rest of the time she spent in the underworld with Hades. And the idea is to kind of like milk that time. Sorry, that my cat is just, well, the cat that I'm house sitting for is scratching something. Sorry if you can hear scratching noises. Sorry. So Persephone is a really beautiful goddess to call on at this time, as well as Erda and Mama Brigitte, because she reigns over this period of time that we're in, with the darkness and with the need to kind of go within oneself to keep that connection to your own inner light going. Even though Persephone was sort of abducted away or hidden away by the god of the underworld, Hades, she became a queen of that underworld. You know, she didn't just disappear. She didn't die, you know, permanently. She just took on another state. So it's that idea of can you alchemize the season and connect with a different state. You know, maybe that's connecting with a different aspect of yourself. It's maybe doing a different hobby, or it's even, you know, connecting with some deeper parts of yourself that you may not always have the chance to do during, you know, the other seasons, like, you know, summer and autumn, when you're busy seeing people and working and being out and about. Like, maybe this is a good time to do some journaling and or writing intentions for the next year, and you know, sowing those seeds of what it is that you want to plant later on. So she can be really good for that. With Erda, goddess of the earth, I feel like she's very much a goddess who rules over the cycles and the seasons of the earth, and it's really important to call on her if you're finding yourself having difficulty grounding. You know, with look to the earth for answers. If you're feeling stuck up in your head, or you're overthinking, or you're not able to find the answers that you need, Erda can help you really reconnect with the energy of Mother Earth, even when you aren't maybe able to get out and connect with the earth in ways that you normally would during warmer seasons. So, for example, say if you are someone who you normally do a lot of swimming or something, and that is your way of connecting with the earth, is to do that. She can help you find a way to connect with the element of water, or find a way to connect with the element of earth. Even if normally you would go on big hikes in the forest, it's like, can you just do like a smaller walk that's nearby and still connect with the trees? Or like even just you know, maybe like do a little bit of gardening, even if you've only got like a patio or something to put them on, like plant some pot plants or something like that, as a way to connect with the earth over this season. So it's sort of just about like thinking outside the square and looking at other ways to connect with the earth to find the answers that you need over this time. So I think that's all the goddesses' messages for now. I'm going to go into the tarot portion of the reading and just get a few tarot cards to see collectively what is going on with everyone through this Yule time and out the other side. So Spirit, what can you tell us, or goddesses, what can you tell us about this Yule time and the light at the end of the tunnel? Oh, beautiful. 6 of Cups and Justice. Yeah, so 6 of Cups, this is a really gorgeous card to get, because it's, for those of you that are looking for any kind of romantic situation or love relationship or soulmate relationship, this is very auspicious. This could be the light that you are waiting for. It could be that out the other side of Yule. Maybe the intentions that you've set during this time, they'll manifest in the next season. The six could be significant in the sense that, like, in 6 weeks or 6 months or something like that, there could be some kind of blossoming of some kind of relationship, because Six of Cups is often like a soulmate card. It can just also mean like a reunion card. It can be like reconnecting with childhood friends or family or soul family or things like that. And a sense of like innocence and like a reunion with like someone from home, someone from the past, that kind of energy. But so just take it as it resonates for you. If you're already in a partnership, then it might be more to do with, just reconnecting with maybe even your inner child, reconnecting with childhood friends, something along those lines. If you are looking to manifest love, then this could be an auspicious sign that some kind of love relationship or soulmate relationship that's very reciprocal, and really beautiful, really innocent. It may even be someone that you've met before that you didn't realize that love could actually blossom there. Not to turn this into a love reading, because it isn't, but that's just one thing that came through for some of you might be wanting to manifest that. But whatever it is that you that is coming in with the Six of Cups, it's something that is like, I'm hearing like it's like your karma, in the sense that you've done something you've done really good karma. That's terrible. I don't think that's like grammatically correct to say that. You've done really good karma. Anyway, you've embodied, it's like you've sown the seeds, basically. You've sown the seeds of the karma, of the rewards that you're going to reap. There we go. Sorry, I don't know why that took so long to get out. So you see, I'm not back at full strength, so apologies. This reading is a little bit slower than normal. But she's got, this beautiful garden here all around her. There's the scales of justice here. So there's this idea of balance. So again, it's a very, whatever this is that you're manifesting is very reciprocal, and it's very like something that it's just your karma. Like it's like destined for you. Like it's something that these are seeds that were already sown, or seeds that you're sowing now during this time. I did mention something about sowing seeds. I can't remember which goddess I was talking about, maybe Persephone. So sowing seeds during this time will lead to your karmic justice and your karmic rewards later on. Okay, so maybe doing that journaling, doing that vision boarding over this time. They can be really powerful practices to do over like New Year's Eve and things like that. Or even Yule. It's like, sowing the seeds during winter that you then want to see blossom in spring and summer. So yeah, really beautiful energy. And that can go for like, friendships. It can go for like something that's emotionally rewarding in terms of like a hobby, or even a work situation. I mean, cups is normally to do with emotions, and it's normally to do with like your relationship life. So it could be family relationship, like getting karmic justice, getting just rewards in regard to a family member or something. Apologies if you can hear the little cat. She's got the zoomies. She's running around a bit. Right. Let's see if we can get another message. Let me get another card. Whoop. Oh, wow. Beautiful. So we've also got Three of Pentacles. So yeah, for those of you that are wanting to build something, or be well regarded for something, be known for something, this is a really good message to get. Three of Pentacles is like, that's like you being recognized for your work in some ways. So again, if you've been working on something for quite a while, this is your just reward now. Your karma's coming through on the other side of the tunnel of Yule. You will start to be recognized for something that you have been doing, for some sort of seeds that you've been planting. Something is going to come for you. You're going to get some kind of recognition, some kind of success, some kind of monetary gain or something like that. And then we also got Nymph of Cups, which in this deck, Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot, I believe the nymph is equivalent to like the Page of Cups. So really beautiful energy. I think this Three of Pentacles could be to do with like being a Page of Cups in terms of like your creativity and maybe some kind of endeavor. Like it could be like a side hustle or some kind of creative hobby you've been doing that you're just starting to blossom it. You're just starting to put it out there. You're just starting to like really put it out in the world, I guess. Like you're just taking those first steps. You're not quite say king or queen at it yet. You're a page or a nymph, but you're going with the flow of your creativity. With these two fish here, I'm getting this very Piscean energy or very like flowing energy. It's very like going with the flow with the creative inspiration that you're getting through. And that is something that, again, like, you know, with the other goddesses I was talking about, could be Persephone or even the Urdu, in terms of like looking at different ways to get answers. It may be doing something a bit creative over this period of time, you know, to hold on to your hope and your sense of inner light. Is like, you know, maybe it's going back to some old hobbies like doing some painting or photography or something like that you like doing as a child that you've kind of not really done for a really long time, and or maybe some writing or something like that. But I see many of you with this Page of Cups or Nymph of Cups, I see you tapping back into that creative well again, doing something that's creatively fulfilling over this time. Maybe it's crafts, it's like making things by hand, and you are going to be recognized for this in some way. And it may not necessarily be monetary at first. It might be something you have to work at a little bit. But it's like you will get the support you need, or you'll get the recognition you need, or you'll get the money you need in order to kind of progress it. And it will, you've got a lot of like, well, this reading is bookended by two cups cards. So there's a lot of like emotional happiness here, which is really lovely to see. There's a lot of contentment. So that's what's coming out the other side of this say darker Yule period. And to finish off, I want to read an excerpt from, I got this amazing book when I was in Canada, The Dark Goddess Magic by C.R. Campbell. I think you can get it on Amazon, so I would highly recommend it if you can. It's Rituals and Spells for Reclaiming Your Feminine Fire, and it's got the most amazing goddesses, all like there's tons of them all the way through. And I did a sort of flick through to see, to try and pull like which goddess wanted to come through for this reading, and I got the Spider Woman, the Weaver of Fate. So the great goddess, Weaver of Fate, wise woman, great teacher, Spider grandmother. So Spider Woman is the indigenous North American creatrix goddess of the universe who spins the threads of destiny for all beings. As the great spinner of the fabric of life, she has many names, including the Weaver of Fate, the Great Teacher, Spider Grandmother, and the Great Goddess. She is also connected to the dream realm as the Weaver of Dreams. She weaves the fabric of fate, merging the known with the unseen. Her story of creation extends to many tribes. So I'm just going to read this part because it felt like it was quite important. So Spider Woman is the embodiment of the earth and a goddess of protection for the natural world and her children. Together with the sun god, she was the creatrix of the world and all beings who dwell in it. On her loom of fate, she weaves each soul a destiny to carry on their path into the living world. She has been called the good spirit among tribes and acted as their guide in all things. She taught the people how to spin and weave, thus creating blankets and clothing that would protect them against the deadly cold of winter and aiding their survival. That's why she came out for this Yule reading, because she's a protection goddess against the deadly cold of winter. And I think that's both not just physically in terms of literal cold and like physical cold, but like energetically as well. So if you're going through a cold period in your life or a dark period in your life, or any kind of survival period, then you can call on Spider Woman to help protect you and help you through the survival time. So it is believed that with her web of protection, she traps those who would do her followers harm. Spider Grandmother brings us the medicine of honoring our path. She ties us to our destiny and our dreams, and she reminds us that our fate is a thread we must unravel for ourselves. This can be a lonely prospect at times, but Spider Woman grants us the strength to move forward, knowing we can cut the threads that bind us. Spider Grandmother offers warning to those who would imitate the path of another or try to steal their destiny. There are great costs for these offences. She reminds us our greatest power lies in our own path, not in that of another. So I'm going to hold this up to the camera, because if you want to pause it and take a screenshot, there is a visualization that you could do, which I won't read out because it'll be really long and not all of you want to do it, but you can take a picture of that and a picture of, hopefully all of that's in the camera, of that. If you want to do the visualization, I would highly recommend them. I've done one or two from the other goddesses. I haven't actually done the Spider Woman one yet myself, but I've done a couple of the others and they're amazing. So I would recommend like just on a recording app or something on your phone, you can read out the little rituals or the little statements or invocations, if you like, that the author has already put, and they're very, very powerful, and you will be amazed at what shows up when you start calling on these powerful goddesses. They are incredible. So there's some matters associated with Spider Woman: destiny and fate, connection to ancient wisdom, manifesting the unseen, which is quite important during this time, because you know when we're going through Yule and things seem darker and all of this, or when we're going through winter and everything seems a bit bleak, often it can seem like the next stage is very unseen, because you know it's sort of seasonal in that sense. So she can really help you tap into like the next stage in your unraveling your destiny. Dream magic, cutting ties, weaving intentions, earth medicine, and following our own fate. And there's some associations there as well if you want to write down any of the crystals: rutilated quartz, tourmalinated quartz, and spider web jasper. And there's some plants and oils and things as well. So maybe just keep notice. You might see some spiders around suddenly now, and that's a sign. That's a sign from Spider Woman that she is with you if you start noticing spiders. She's also got another ritual here that's really good for cutting threads. So yeah, that could be another ritual to tap into during Yule. It's a good time to you know, again with Persephone. Am I holding? No, it's a different goddess. Again with the Persephone card with the seasons, and you know, tapping into the energy of like really making use of that connection with the underworld, and what you might need to mine out of your subconscious or your unconscious, or that sort of underworld time, the sort of dark time, if you like. And if you start to notice that your energy is being drained by anyone, then maybe cutting threads, cutting cords with things that we need to release. It is a powerful and potent time to release before we, you know, call in new things with the new season. So yeah, again, relationships, jobs, situations, or wounds, whatever it is, or habits. Okay, this has ended up being quite a lot longer than I expected, so I am going to leave it there, my loves. I hope this was helpful in some way. I know it wasn't a pick a card, and I apologize. I'm not quite back at full strength to be able to offer those yet, but I hope to be very soon, and I hope to be able to come back with some more of the goddess readings, and more of the pagan rituals and things like that throughout the wheel of the year, to help connect in with that time. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. All my love, I hope you've all had a wonderful festive season. Hold on. For those of you who are struggling, I have been there. I feel for you. I know how difficult this time can be. I've spent festive times alone before. It can be really, really tough. So I feel you. Please hold on. You know, please seek support if you need it. Reach out to friends if you need that. But just know that, there's a lighter time around the corner. There is hope there for you. I hope that you will receive the support that you need, and you can always call on, the goddesses and the unseen realm to help support you through any kind of darkness that you might be going through. Your own sort of time, even if you're not in the northern hemisphere and experiencing winter, you might be experiencing a loss or an ending or a sort of a winter of your life anyway. So these messages will certainly apply regardless of what you're going through. So all my loves, my lovelies, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your support this year. All the best with the new year, and I will see you in 2023 for some wonderful and exciting new goddess readings. Okay, all my love, take care. Bye.